Well, good afternoon, everyone. I haven't done one of these for a while. Unfortunately, I haven't been in the best of health recently. We have a situation where the market has been selling off. There really wasn't much I could say anyway. And we can see today that we've turned up, and although we're, an hour and a half into the trading day in the US, we've got a little bit of green here, and the underlying trend has turned up. The short-term trend on VectorVest has turned up for the last day, and we've printed a green light so far, which means the price of the VectorVest Composite US is up day over day and week over week. Not much of a signal as yet. VectorVest advocates caution when buying stocks at this time. So if I have a look at the VectorVest Composite of the US, if the recording software doesn't get in the way, and there is the market timing model that I follow. It's known as the DEW, and over the last 6 months, as you can see, it's given some really good swing trades, and it's been out of the market now since the 21st of February. So all of that banking angst has been avoided. As you can see, we found support at that low in January, and we traded a couple of inside days. That's what I would refer to as a multiple inside pattern. Seems to have broken up out of that pattern this morning. The DEW's got a long way to go before it'll print another buy signal. But the stochastic here showing a double bottom, and I think that we can easily get even under the most pessimistic circumstances, a 3 to 5 day bounce here. But the S&P doesn't look nearly as positive, I'm afraid. Let's just look at something that does look positive so that we don't slash our wrists. This is the QQQs, folks. And if that green light stays to the end of the day, I'll probably take a bet on this, because this is the QQQs. It's an exchange-traded fund that follows the NASDAQ 100, I think. As you can see, it's made a treble bottom down here after a huge sell-off and moved up nicely. And it's come back in a textbook bull flag pattern, and within the bull flag I've got 5 waves: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and it's broken out of that flag. It broke up there on very strong volume and consolidated for a couple of days, didn't even quite get back to kiss the trend line. Now it's moving up. Every molecule of me wants to actually buy into that, but I'm going to wait and make sure that the market actually finishes with that green light today. So that QQQ and that bull flag on the QQQs is probably the most positive thing that I can see in the markets today. And the stocks, I'm sure those of you that like to trade stocks within that will be able to find something that's stronger. But I'd be quite happy with a trade in QQQs over the next couple of days. Those of you that know the rudiments of technical analysis will know that this bit is normally repeated, and that would be great after the angst of the last few days. That'd be 260 to 310. That would be a very nice move indeed, and as you can see, when it gets a move on, it moves relatively quickly. Let's look at the SPX. If I can find the darn thing. And the SPX, folks, is unfortunately not nearly as positive, because there's the top 500 stocks, and they've moved back in 3 waves. There's no doubt about that. Went through the 78% retracement, but rallied over the last couple of days. And as you can see, it's rallied in 5 waves. Easier to see if you've got intraday data, but I'm not going to sort of muddy the pool with that now. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And today we stopped right at that top trend line that's defining that rising wedge. And clearly that was a huge number, the 4,000 number, and we're off the 4,000 number. So if this pattern should fail, then I assure you we're going to move up and move up very strongly indeed. But unfortunately, that rising wedge is a bearish pattern, folks. And as I mentioned to the VectorVest people yesterday afternoon, if we see this market starting to break down below the trend line, defining the lows of that rising wedge, that would be very serious indeed. However, a couple of closes above the 4,000 level and we can easily get a very nice bounce here. Clearly tomorrow is the big day. Powell is speaking tomorrow. Is he going to pause? Is he going to put it up a quarter point? I think that the half point is off the table now. And that will define what's going to happen. So probably it's best to do nothing until we get that out of the way tomorrow. I haven't taken any trades intraday as yet. I'm still looking. The market gapped up. I don't like buying after a gap because the damn thing's invariably closed. So I haven't done anything yet today. But I'm tempted by that QQQ. I really am. I think that over the years, if I had to actually put my hand on my heart and say, what pattern has made me more money than anything else? And it'd be that simple old bull flag where you get a run and it comes back in the flag. It's not called a flag for nothing. It looks like a flag. It's got 5 waves in there. Within the flag, as it's moving up, volume should tick up. And when it's pulling back, the volume should actually fall. And then, of course, it should break out on reasonable volume. That breakout in the QQQs was on reasonable volume. That's the most positive thing that I can actually mention today on these charts. And I think that if I do see a green light, I shall take a short-term trade in that maybe just before the close today. So that's all I have to say, folks. Hopefully I'll have more of these for conservative investors. I think you should stand aside now. For aggressive investors, if that green light in fact stays until the close today, then aggressive investors from this mega oversold situation can take advantage of that. Just remember, if you're wrong, you need to have the discipline to run for cover. And if you haven't got the discipline to run for cover, if you're wrong, then you're going to lose a heap of money trying to be aggressive. So that's the first thing you need to get right, that discipline to say, hey, this is not right, it's going against me, and just run for cover without fear or hesitation. A lot easier to talk about than to do. Thanks very much.